Hello, good afternoon. How are you today? This is Raymond. He is our special guest. Now Raymond is an interior designer or ID consultant with over 25 years experience, and he was entrusted to take care of the design for the VJ Luxury Boutique. Now, as all of you know, VJ Luxury has certain requirements to ensure that all your bags are well kept, well displayed and protected while it is here in our gallery. So wave to us, say hi, let us know where you're from before we start on this tour, and ask Raymond any special tips that we should think about when we are trying to display our bags, perhaps when you've gone to a new home or in your existing wardrobe, how we can maybe squeeze out a little bit of space or find the best way possible such that your bag looks good, has its treasured place in your home. So, any questions first before we start? Okay, so this is Raymond. He has got more than 25 years experience. He's got his own ID consulting firm, and like I said, he was the brains entrusted to design the boutique for VJ Luxury. So Raymond, let me know a little bit more and share with us a bit about why you have decided that this is the approach that we should take, or that VJ Luxury should take when displaying their bags.
I think first of all, thanks for joining. Designing storage for bags are not as straightforward as you think, because it all depends on the sizes of the bags, the material of the bags, and how you're going to display them for aesthetic purpose, for display purpose, right? Or you want to enjoy every time you walk into your wardrobe. So there's a lot of considerations to make before you decide on something. Okay, so in this boutique, you can see that there are so many different sizes of bags. There are big ones, there are smaller ones. So how to display them correctly in terms of heights, the space for each and individual bags, what kind of material to be used for your cabinets. So these are the things that you need to consider before you even start fabricating.
Right. So Raymond, I have realized that there are some finishes that are this, right? I think it's a fabric, and some that are not. So why did you decide what is best and what should we do when considering, let's say, you were to design a brand new storage space?
Yeah. I think first of all, most importantly is if it's a leather bag, I think most owner will be worried about color transfer, right? So if you use the wrong material, so will the color stain onto your bag? So I think that is the first worry. So what you can do is actually you can go for a fabric shelf, which is like here maybe you can do a bit. Just focus on
This one?
Yeah, okay. Right, so over here, right, you can see that the bags are all sitting on this shelf, which is being wrapped by a fabric. Okay, this is a very soft fabric that doesn't stain the bags. Okay, and if you talk about aesthetic wise, it's best to use the same color fabric for with the side of the cabinets, or the whole color scheme of the cabinets.
Why? Why is it good to have the same color?
It will look more seamless and
Focus more on the bag.
yeah, you focus more on the bags.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. Right. So another way is to go for glass shelving. Okay. So glass shelving also doesn't stain the bag. Right. It's just that maybe it's a bit more common. Right. You see a lot of glass shelvings in displays. Right.
I realized that your glass shelving have the ability to be adjusted, whereas your fabric ones are a bit more rigid. So would that help in terms of when our collection changes, or is there anything that this can also be like a wrap fabric as well and have it in different
Yeah. The reason why glass shelving can be adjusted is because there isn't any light built in. Okay, so you can actually adjust the height of the glass shelf. But if you look at the fixed shelving, which are fabric wrap, I actually designed a front light right just at the bottom of the shelf, so it's kind of fixed. Right? So if you were to do this, make sure that you have decided on the dimension of the display shelf, so that you know that this shelf is specifically for this bag, so you can't adjust the height.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we are not keeping bags standing up like this, because some of our bigger bags we kind of store them lying down just to prevent them from sagging, then what would you recommend?
Well, of course, first thing to do is to lie down the bags like this. Okay, so that will keep the shape of the bags over a long run.
I see.
Yeah.
Right, and oh yes, so I can see that you can actually adjust it, and you can decide how many bags you need to put inside and things like that.
Yeah, this is an enclosed cabinet. So if you have bags that you just want to keep and not display, then you can just lay them down like that, and then having different heights, so you can have different kind of bags for storage.
Hi Martha. Right, so some of them have asked, in terms of humidity, there are certain people who have put things like some dehumidifiers and they have spilled onto either their bags and things like that. So is there any way to store it properly? Should they even use it, or what is the best way to prevent it from getting too wet in an enclosed cabinet like this?
I think this is one issue that every bag owners are facing. So I think over here we are using the portable dehumidifier. So sometimes you have to turn on for certain hours, right? Like over the night or things like that. I've seen one built-in dehumidifier before, right? But building into a cabinet is more challenging because of the air going in and then the air coming out. So you got to find a slot where the air can come out. So it's very challenging to do that, right? So far I have not encountered anyone doing that, but maybe someone of you have done that before. So maybe you can
share it with us.
Share with us.
Yes. So like I said, Raymond has been tasked with all the challenges of designing the BJ Luxury Boutique to ensure that we present your bags in the best way possible. I really love it. Every time I walk into BJ Luxury to buy anything or just to window shop, the lighting and the placement of every item really does make a difference. I also understand that other than things like shelving, lighting, like Raymond has said, plays an important role in how a bag actually looks like,
Yep.
right?
We shall just go up to the upper level, and I'll show you the different kind of lights that can be used for the bags. Okay. Yeah, unlock this. Yeah, I may talk about the light first. Okay, so over here, right, see that they are all just straight shelving. Okay, there are lights in front, okay, at the bottom of the shelf, and there are lights at the back. Okay, you can see right over here. So the backlighting is more of to illuminate the backing of the cabinets, right? That's more for aesthetic purpose. The front of the bag is the most important one, the lights in front. Okay, that will actually light up your bag. Okay, importantly is the color of the lights. Okay, because this is a kind of like a warm LED strip. Okay, the color is about 2700 Kelvin. So that will actually bright up your bags nicely and yet not change the color of the bags. I think that's very important, especially in the boutique like that. You don't want to, change the color of the bags, and the customers might just be misled. Okay, so lighting is very important, and then you can see that it's all very soft lighting. Okay, good diffusing of the lights, so there's no spot lighting anywhere in this compartment. Okay, so majority of the shelvings here, right, they are all soft lighting. Right. Another one here that I want to show here. These are the. Okay, so this compartment stores or displays
all the very nice exotics.
Yeah, exotic
look
bags.
at the nice pretty pink rug here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so they are very exotic. I think the surface of the leather is also very sensitive. Okay, so the kind of light that you can use, right, if you just want to focus on the back itself without the back lighting, right, you can go for a small spot lighting like this, right, which is adjustable. You can adjust the angle, okay, and then it's best to shine down directly, not on the back itself, but just shine down, because the lights actually diffuses out onto the bags. Okay, and it's not warm, right? Most importantly is it must not be warm, right? So it does not heat up the bag and then maybe will just damage the bag. So this light is about 2 to 3 watts. Okay, so it's not warm. You can even put your hand underneath, right? But it creates a very nice effect on the bag, right? If you just want it for display purpose. Okay. Over here, the shelvings are also fabric wrapped. Okay, so that will not color transfer to the bags. So these are things to think of for lightings.
Wow, Raymond, looks like you really thought through every single thing to ensure that all the bags that are displayed are safe, well protected, and actually really nicely. The colors really do pop without interfering with its natural color or any worry about fading.
Yeah.
No wonder BJ Luxury got you to do their shop. Right. How many of you have actually been to the BJ Luxury boutique? If you have, give us, hearts. Tell us why you like it. Give us a little bit more information. Or if you have any questions for Raymond, just put it out there, and I will let him know.
Yeah.
While he talks about, I realized that there are certain displays that are not, say, even spaced like this, that's really static. They are like kind of staggered. Now, why do you do a staggered display?
Well, let's take a look here. Okay, you can see here, instead of the simple straight shelving, there's a dividing partition. Okay, so if you have different sizes of bags, right, what you can do is you can have a bigger compartment for a bigger bag, or you can stagger the bag front and back. Okay, and then if you have a smaller pouch like that, then you can just add a glass shelf, okay, to divide the height, so you can put more bags, right? Just like here, right? Maybe you can see the words I'm blocking. Okay, you can even store your accessories, right? Because you don't need so much height, right? And then you can just lay down a pouch like that. Okay.
Right. So Raymond, with all these, and we've been talking about bags and stuff, I'm sure that some of our male viewers may feel that they've kind of been left out. How about things that probably more men collect? Watches or other collectibles that might interest them. Do these also apply?
Watches, of course, I will not suggest putting in big just like that, because your watches might just look too small,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I would suggest to design a display cabinet like this, okay, so that you can just view your watches for meals for guys, right? Just from the top down. Of course, doing this you need a little bit more space in your room, right? Preferably it can be like an island unit where it's in the middle of your walk-in wardrobe, so you can display all your accessories, your bags and jewelries just on top of this. Yeah.
So obviously some of us don't have the luxury of moving into a new house right now.
Yeah.
So if we have existing wardrobes, is there anything that we could do to kind of, catch some of the tips that you have shared today to display our bags better or have them look better? What can we do?
Well, first, I think you can just remove any shelves that are removable, right? And then get them fabric wrapped, just like what I showed you just now. So you can just get it fabric wrapped, and then just place it back to the same location, right? Best is to have more adjustable holes at the side so that you can adjust the height based on the heights of the bags, right? A standard wardrobe is 60 cm deep, so it's more than enough to put a big bag there, because the cabinets here, they are all about 50 cm, so the portion is just nice, but 60 cm, a little bit deeper, is still okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. That's a great tip. So at least we know that we can do something and protect our bags and not have color transfer. Yeah. Great. And do any of you have any particular questions? I'm really particular about how I store my bags, and that's why when I heard that Raymond is coming in, and I wanted to know the brains and the hands behind this wonderful boutique idea, and maybe steal a few things for my storage at home. Right. So let's see. I'm sure quite a number of you have seen the shows that BJ Luxury has done in their very, very gorgeous gallery. Let's go in and then see what Raymond has to say.
Let's go. Okay, so some of you might have come here before and seen how I display the bags here. All these bags I think are very exclusive, very limited edition. So if you want to cater a space in your room to display limited pieces like that, of course they have to be individually displayed, right? Not put together with the other bags. So you can create niches like that. Okay, you can have clear glass, right? Or you can have tinted glass, just like what I showed you just now. Spot lighting, right? The lighting is the same as what I showed you just now as well. Okay, just focusing on the back itself, right? And the cabinet itself is also very dark in color tone, so that brings out the effect of the bags, the vibrant colors of the bags.
Wow. So this is really, really unique. So with the dark colors, it actually kind of accentuates the bag.
Yeah.
And then those outside with the light colors ensure that there's no color transfer. At the same time, really gives it a very light feel, so you can store more bags together, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Yeah. And when I designed this space, right, I've only limited to like 12 bags. So maybe for you, you can have just a row if you have just like a few limited edition bags. If not, then you can add more. But lighting is also very important in the atmosphere like that. So make it dark as possible, so that your bag will pop up more.
Right.
Yeah.
I would assume that this will apply very much for any items that we collect. Some people collect, watches. Some people collect alcohol. Something just to display.
Definitely,
right?
yeah. It can be used for other purpose of display, not just bags.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, the lights are not warm, it will not fade. At the same time, it just provides enough lumens to really bring everything out.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like you really thought of everything. How to ensure there's no color transfer, the best way for the color to pop.
Yeah, and lighting also.
Right.
Lighting is very important. Right, the heat transfer is also
yes.
one thing is you have to take note of.
Right.
The location of the bags and your display cabinets is also very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere that we shouldn't have our display cabinets? I mean, in a normal home setting, a lot of us, of course, our homes are not very big. Near a toilet, near a window. What would you recommend?
Well, I think first of all, just keep away from the windows. Right, put your bags as inside as possible, so that even though you don't see the sunlight, doesn't mean there's no UV. Right, the UV ray can still transfer into your room and then damage your bags.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So stay clear of windows, and if it is really
stay clear of bathroom entrances because it's very humid. Right, whenever you shower, you open the door, the humidity comes out, the moisture goes into your wardrobe, and that will actually spoil your bag as well.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And like you said, there's some. Would you recommend doing full glass so that you can see what's going on, or would a solid wooden covering serve better in anybody's home, so to speak?
It all depends on whether you want to display your beloved bags or as. So it all depends on yourself, right? But if you just want to keep without showing, then just lie down straight, okay, flat on each shelves. Doing full height, I don't think it's necessary, right? Because you can make full use of the bottom part of your cabinet, where you can have some drawers or doors to store more things. For bags display, normally it's like it's about your hip height up to somewhere about this height, not too high.
Right, just to catch your eye.
Yep.
So everything else that probably isn't as nice, or your utility bags you probably put underneath.
Unless you have tons of space.
Right,
when you're talking about a typical bedroom size, you also need other storages. Right, your bags are important, but so are your other stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So then, as someone who plans the layout, the configuration of your display wardrobe or bags, you have to take that into consideration as well.
Right. What would you say is the first thing that we need to consider when we want to create storage for our bags? What would be the first step that we should think about?
How many bags you have?
Okay, the collection should grow.
Yeah, the number of bags you have, and are you getting more? That's the first question you have to ask yourself.
Right. I would answer for every lady out there and say yes, we want to get more. So do we need to, when we design, do we have extra space that we need to,
Yeah, I would say if you really are an avid collector of bags, I would think you should cater about 1/3 of your space for your bags, right? Your future bags as well. So then the rest of the space can be for clothes and other stuff.
Boots, clothes, all the other.
Yeah, those are important as well.
Right. So, do we have any questions here? Wow, we've got a number of people who have joined us. Right, hi. So, I think most of you here, like Prince and I can't really see that one because it's already faded. I think everybody here is mainly from Singapore. And
Captain
yeah. Oh, hi, Davina.
With limited storage space, is there any tips?
Yeah.
So people working with smaller wardrobes, smaller rooms, smaller walk-ins. Any ideas and tips?
I think if you're working on a very tight space, then you really have to decide how many bags you're going to keep. Are you going to display them, or are you just want to keep them? So when you need to use it, you just take it out from the storage. So these are the few things that you will ask yourself, because you know that you have limited spaces. Okay. Of course, if you engage your ID, then of course the ID has to ask you a lot of questions.
Right.
Like how I asked, during the designing of the shop. So there are a lot of considerations to take.
Right. So from what I hear, considerations like humidity, size, allocation, of course, things that impact all your investment like heat, fading, have all been considered when you planned the whole thing out. Now, you also mentioned earlier that airflow is important. I wanted to just ask a little bit about that, because if they were to put many bags inside and if they were to lock it up, would airflow be impacted?
Airflow inside the compartment.
Yeah, does it need to have airflow? Would they be better off with a louvered door? Is glass better? You know, would that impact the leather in any way?
Well, I think it's not about whether you have doors or no doors. I think it's the humidity of the room.
Right.
That's the most important thing. Right? You can have a compartment that you think that is dry, or you think that it has got the right humidity, but then after measuring it's out of the scale. So I think the room itself is very important. The humidity itself inside the room is very important, not just inside the compartment.
Right. So
Yeah.
if everybody is lucky enough to design their home, you can actually decide which is the least humid area of the home.
Definitely, yeah, and definitely not straight outside the bathroom entrance.
Okay.
Because that's the most humid space in a home.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So when you always watch movies and they have bathrooms that link to walk-in wardrobes, that's a definite no-no.
No, it looks nice. It's convenient, right? You walk out from the bathroom straight away, you see your bags, but your bag shouldn't be there.
Right.
Yeah, shouldn't
Right.
be there.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Hi Davina. Yes, I saw Indonesia. Today is a Friday. Singapore is going into a long weekend.
I think it's her birthday today.
Oh, I heard that it might be your birthday, Davina, is it? If it is, happy birthday! Right. Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, no questions?
Yeah, that looks good.
No one has asked.
Yeah, so Raymond has explained everything, covered actually all the bases of things that I think I would have want to find out about when I want to hopefully get another storage space for more bags. Yes, so thank you all for joining us. I have to thank the BJ Luxury Girls for inviting me here, letting me host this with Raymond so I can pick his brains and add a little bit more finesse to my own wardrobe. Until next time. Wait, somebody's asking, do you use any types of dehumidifiers? Well, I believe that in the BJ Luxury Boutique they do. I've seen some humidifiers, they don't on it when we are around, but yes. But inside the cabinets, do you plan for any dehumidifiers? I know some people do put like heating rods or things like that. Are they advisable? Are they?
Well, I think local weather you don't need a heating rod, right? I think a dehumidifier is more important.
Right.
Yeah. So far, like I said, I've seen portable ones.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone that has built a built-in dehumidifier inside the cabinet. So, maybe any one of you has done that. So, yeah.
Right. Orange Box has asked how much to customize. I'm sure Raymond will say how much do you want to spend. Right. And then we have a question. What about near aircon? I've heard my aircon people tell me don't put anything underneath the aircon, don't put anything on the aircon wall.
Yeah.
So is there any real reason why? Is it leakage?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, I think not so much of the leakage because it's in an enclosed space, right?
Right.
I think it's more of the air around the aircon is very dry, right? So the humidity might be too low for the bags. So after a long run, the leather might crack. So not so ideal.
And how about, sometimes with aircon, some people get their rooms really, really cold, and after that we turn it off, right? And then it gets really warm, and you actually do feel that surfaces get wet. Would that affect how the finishings are, and in the long run?
Yeah, I think it will in a way, because then the bags might expand and contract. Depends on the temperature of the room.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So yeah, so I don't think it's good to have the temperature fluctuating.
Right. Okay, so Coco Magdalene was asking us to recap the tips. The tips that Raymond shared today are things like for color transfer, if I got it right, fabric.
Yeah.
What we should do is, wrap all our shelves up with fabric.
Yeah, just make sure that the fabric does not stain the bags, or you can use something to rub on the fabric itself before you use it to wrap on the shelf.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, and it also helps. Yeah, great.
The fabric also protects the base from getting scratched, base of the bag
The
from
bags,
getting scratched.
yes, yeah, correct. The fabric will actually protect the base of the bags, right,
All the
from
metal
getting scratched.
plates and everything.
Yeah.
Wow. And then they were asking about dry cabinets. I am one of those people who have put my better pieces in a customized dry cabinet with humidity and everything like that.
Oh.
But it's very constrained in size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smaller than this, I think.
Correct.
So we've got to get really creative in the way we lay it down.
Yes.
But can we put a dry cabinet into, what would you recommend?
Well, I think there's limited sizes for dry cabinets,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
if your bags are too wide, I
Yeah.
don't think it can fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So, Magdalene, so we have talked about the color transfer on the fabric. We have also talked about lying the bags down so you can get more space, ensuring that the lights don't fade your bag, not too hot.
Not too hot, yeah. The heat transfer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if you have patent, you don't want the heat to really melt it,
Yes.
and things like that. Now, for those of you who are wondering what the bags are right behind here, we are actually in the BJ Luxury Gallery, and these are very unique pieces. These are Ethan K's collection. For those of you who don't know who Ethan K is, shame on you. Now, Ethan K is a very well-known designer. He's a local boy, and he designs couture pieces. Very nice, very unique pieces. So this is his entire collection, and for limited time, it is displayed in the BJ Luxury Gallery. So I believe there is a limited collaboration in a way where you can get to see his designs, because it's not something we see every day. Most of his designs are actually carried by the echelons of our society. So come on down and have a look. Oh, we still can. Right, another question. What kind of dehumidifier? I know that I've seen the portable ones that BJ Luxury does use from time to time. I think it's
Get a very good portable, very good quality portable
right.
dehumidifier.
So the ladies have spoken. The best money can buy. Go for that. Yeah, and then just make sure you monitor it, make sure that it's running smoothly.
For homeowners,
Yeah.
is there a way, Raymond, to hide the dehumidifier? Build it and hide it, but still give that beautiful air and protection for that room?
Well, I
Because
think
sometimes the dehumidifier can be quite ugly sitting.
Yeah, it's quite huge, you know.
Because the room is so beautiful, then you have this chunky dehumidifier.
Yeah. You can always build a slot at the bottom of the cabinet like that, then you might just slot in the dehumidifier. But I'm not too sure whether it works after that 100%, because there will be some blockages at the sides of the dehumidifier. So you need air to go in and come out, right? So it might get too noisy in there as well because of the wind flow. So you just have to try and error.
Right. Okay. Sleeping Trippers has said the session has been great. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I find it helpful too. I'm going to go home and wrap my shelves, Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. That was such a great idea. I've been leaving,
Yeah, the way is to, if you have a glass shelf, right, what you can do is you just prop up the bag with a base wrapped in fabric. So that's the more straightforward way of doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see everything pops. You know? Wow, great.
And these are the lightings Raymond recommended. These are used in museums to protect the art pieces, right?
Oh
Yeah.
So that's that's
The
an
wattage.
important,
Yeah.
something that we can share with the
Yeah.
customers.
The if you want to use spotlighting like that, right, just make sure that the wattage is kept about 2 to 3 watts. Okay. Just ask the light supplier how high is the wattage. Wattage actually.
W.
Not the voltage, wattage. So this is about 2 to 3 watts. So it's not warm to touch, it doesn't damage anything, and all these lights are being used for museums. So they're all very safe. So you can use it and you can even shine on the back. It doesn't heat transfer and doesn't damage your back.
Wow, yeah, I can imagine, 100-year-old, 500-year-old paintings.
Yeah.
Right.
Move the bags
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Move them out of the light after a while.
Yeah. If we were to leave it like that,
Yeah.
and perpetually leave it like that, let's say for a year or two, it's still safe, right?
Yeah, I think it's the heat that fades the back.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
right.
if there's no heat, it won't fade. But of course, to be safe, right? Don't shine directly onto the back. Shine downwards, right? So shine in front of the back. Let the light diffuse, right? And so the back will get some of the lights. So not direct lighting.
Right.
Just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's lighting. Great. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of a difference when something is lit properly versus something that isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really thoughtfully considered.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we go into the long weekend and enjoy ourselves? Great. So, Raymond, thank you very much for sharing all these tips with us. And we look forward to your other programs. I do know that you have certain channels that you share a lot of your ID tips as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Can I say that?
Of course. I mean, I'm sure BJ Luxury will pin it down, and then we can all go and snoop.
YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think Raymond has a very nice YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, so YouTube channel. The channel name is called Interior Design with Ray. Ray as in RAE. So I hope to see you guys there, and don't forget to subscribe.
See you.